Hey there everyone, this is Nick as founder and CEO at Hitgoc. So in previous video we saw how to work with change events, right? Change event listeners. So we basically typed, let me just show you the output. We basically typed anything over this in this text field, right? We were basically logging it in the console, right? Like this, and enter like this. Right, so we have come pretty much far with buttons and text fields like input tags, right? So in today's video we're gonna work with forms, right? Forms in HTML. So for that, let me just clear this out. We have a form tag. In there we're gonna type input, right? We have input tag. Let's say we're gonna capture some a registration form. We're gonna make a registration form with three fields basically: name, email, and password, right? So let it be text. Name, make sure to write uh, give a name attribute to this input tag. Each input tag name could be, it's gonna be the full name, right? We have a placeholder. Full name is working. Yeah, it works. Cool. So let's just replicate this 3 times. And this is gonna be an email, right? Here name would be email, placeholder would be email as well. And the third one is gonna be a password, right? And name is gonna be password, right? Placeholder is gonna be password, right? So okay, it's coming in one line. For that, as I've mentioned, the steps to basically align the items, we can basically not justify content, we have to align it in column, right? So flex direction column, cool. And we can give 20 pixel gap in between each fields, right? So yeah, that's it. And I want a button as well, a summon button, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. So as soon as I click the summon button, all the three fields data would be displayed in the console, right? So before we go ahead, we need to make sure we have some necessary attributes in this form tag. One is the method one, right? So it's gonna be a post method. So this is basically when we are working with servers, like if we want to send this the values of these inputs, right, to some uh through some API to a database or something like that, right? So we use method post. It's not basically necessary for now, but it's kind of mandatory when you work with APIs and servers, right? So yeah, another is ID. Let's give it an ID so that we can extract its data to our script file, right? And in here, type is gonna be submit. It's basically directly connected to this form tag, right? So as soon as we hit submit, this form is gonna be submitted, right? And it's gonna get triggered. This function, the callback function which you are gonna use in here, would be triggered, right? So let's extract the doc uh sorry get element ID by ID form, right? Let's just extract this element. It's gonna be same as we did before, add even listener. It's gonna be submit, right? And again a callback function. In this callback function we can create some elements. First of all, you need to provide in some method and prevent default method. Basically, if Invoked when the cancelable attribute value is true and while executing a listener for the event with passive set to false signals to the operation that caused the event to be dispatched that it needs to be cancelled. I don't know. It's basically necessary when we basically submit our forms in HTML, right? So it basically stops the document to re-render, right? It's something like that. Let me just show you without it and with it, right? So that you guys just clear this thing out. So we need to extract all the values over here from the form. It's gonna be full name equals to um, form, right? Dot we have an object called elements in this form hidden. All right, and then we need to provide with the name of the input tag that we have given over here. Right, it's gonna be full name. So full name, and then we are extracting its value. Right. Same goes with email. Right, form dot elements dot email dot value. So and same goes with password. Elements dot password dot value. Right. So now we can basically console all that. Right. Backticks. We can console.log the full name. Full name is full name. Right. We can remove this backtick over here. Right. Console.log full name. Console.log email. Right. Email is gonna be email. Console.log password. Cool. Let's hit save. So make sure that this callback function is without e.prevent default method. Right. So let's just check it without this. Um, yeah. My guys, I got the email password could be anything. Hit submit. Okay, this is because we are not using e.prevent default method. It says failed to load resources. The server responded with a status of 4 or 5. Right. So this is something I'm really not concerned about this error basically. Right. So we tend to use e.prevent default every time when we make a post request, right? Maybe if I remove this, maybe it won't happen. Let me just check. Why isn't it happening? Why isn't it loading? Let me just open it again. Cool. So I've removed this method equals to post attribute. Let's see if it would work now. Okay, see, it worked, but it just disappeared. Right, it just vanishes instantly just because we have not provided with this method equals to post attribute. Or maybe if you're not providing this, you must uh, just make sure to provide this method over here. It basically prevents some read rendering or some sort of errors and warnings. It just avoids that, right? So let me just check now. Okay, it works now. Cool. So this is how we can work with forms in HTML, right? We got the full name, email, password, and now we can store it in our database or stuff like that, right? So yeah, that's pretty much about the forms in HTML. Thanks for watching. See you in the next upcoming videos. Peace out.